Happy Thursday. It is
Yeah,
Couples
it's
Thursday.
Couples Thursday. Y'all know what it is. Couples Connect episode aired at 7. We were talking about secrets in your marriage, keeping secrets.
Yes, yes, yes. It was a great episode, episode 7.
Hmm.
So if you have an opportunity, go back, check out the episode. We go much deeper into this conversation
Hmm.
about keeping
Hmm.
secrets in marriage. One of the things we started off with was like, should you keep a secret?
Yeah, yeah.
Right? I think we're trying to connect back to Instagram.
We got some connection issues, but YouTube is running fine, so we're gonna keep it moving.
Hey, YouTube family. So yeah, like, do you think that secrets, like, do you think that your spouse should know everything about you?
I think that it's impossible for your spouse to know everything about you.
Or do you
Simply,
think that you should tell your spouse everything about you?
I think that there are some things that maybe that can affect your relationship, that can affect your marriage, like those higher impactful things that you should definitely share. Like you don't want to be walking around on the street or in a mall and you run into somebody that like played a pivotal role in your life and you haven't told that to your spouse
Right.
and you finding it out, like stuff like that, you know what I mean?
Right,
Or
right.
if you've made a mistake with something, you know um, just like the more impactful things. But like little stuff, like even the stuff like you're like, working out in yourself, if you've been through a situation in your childhood and it might be a tough subject for you to talk about, that might take a little bit more time, to tell your spouse.
Right, right. So we're not talking about like, oh, what about what about when I used to well, I don't know if you know, when I used to like go to the store
Hmm.
and like buy something and like keep it in the trunk.
Oh, I didn't know about that. So we're finding that out right
Or like a
now.
little bit, not too
Uh,
often. But so I think a lot
what's
of a
that
lot a
about?
lot of women do that because like they're shopping, they're going places and they're buying little things and they don't want like now Amazon delivers the packages to your door. So
Hmm.
you can't
I'm
really
like, what
hide
is
it as
this?
much.
What is this?
Right. Or like even, I don't know, would that be considered like a secret? If you're shopping and you're putting like the extra bags in the car because you just bought another pair of shoes and
Hmm.
I don't do that.
I
I don't do
mean,
that though.
if I think you should tell, because if I look at the account, I can see like you charge this to charge that, or I can see X, amount of money was deducted from the account.
Yeah.
So I think that that's something you want to tell.
What if
Yeah.
it's your own money? What if you had
I mean, then
cash?
it's your own money.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
you have that discretion.
Just asking. So we're defining
But if you're
like
buying stuff and putting it in the trunk, that's another thing.
taking it out. I didn't do that in this marriage. In a previous marriage, I did used to like take it out
Oh,
in dribs and
oh, okay,
drabs.
got you. I thought you were doing that in our
I
marriage.
don't think I've done that. I think I just.
I was about to say we're gonna have a
I mean, I bring the
conversation.
bags. It's not a secret. I bring the
Hmm.
bags in, and
We're
you
back.
know.
We're
Oh,
back on.
actually, we're not.
We're
It
not back.
ended. You
It
want to try
timed
to
out.
start it back up again? But yeah, so we were talking today about secrets in marriage and should we have them? Should we keep them? Do you have to share everything with your significant other? Like, do you have to do that? And so we we jumped into we're trying to get on Instagram now. Okay, connection is coming up. But we
Yep.
jumped into this conversation. We really had a good conversation about what
Hmm.
we define secrets as. And secrets definitely are something like you said that impacts us in a way, may influence or change how we feel about ourselves, how we feel about other people,
Hmm.
decisions that we might make and things like that. Let's say hey to Instagram again. Hey y'all.
I don't think we're. Are we live? I don't think we're live. We're not live on
Oh, okay.
there. Instagram is giving us issues tonight.
Yeah.
So.
So you too. All right. So we talked about like levels of secrets, and we also talked about like why some people may keep a secret from their
Hmm.
spouse.
Yeah, and I know you talked about that initial fear of what may happen
Mm-hmm,
or the
mm-hmm.
result of telling that secret.
Right.
And we talked a little bit more in depth about Tisha's experience, with one of her secrets that she kept from me. And the reason why she didn't just outright say it was because of that fear. So, like,
Right.
what was that like for you? Kind of, going back and forth. Should I say it? Should I not? Like, we talked about it in more in depth in
In the show.
the show,
Yeah,
but like,
yeah.
what? How did that feel? Like toiling with yourself, so to
I
speak.
think it's definitely, I don't wanna say like a back and forth, but I think it's definitely you're kinda like, should I have done it? Or maybe I should not have, like, done
Hmm.
it. Like, maybe I should have said it. Like, you're playing out different scenarios. That's what it
Hmm.
is.
Hmm.
You're playing out different scenarios in your mind, like, well, if I say it now, then, like, will that change this dynamic? And I think for
Yeah.
me, I it wasn't something I wanted you to know, but I was more concerned, I think, with the outcome or the effects of that.
Yeah.
And so I think I was always grasping or looking for opportunities or maybe a space to say something when the outcome wouldn't be the same.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think, like, for me, the back and forth was kind of like almost like when I think almost like running from, I don't know, like running like back, I don't know, like I'm trying to think in my head, like running like back and forth with battling. That's the
Yeah.
word.
Yeah.
Battling, should to say or not to say? Like, should
Hmm.
I share or not share?
Yeah.
I
And
don't know.
did
Does that
you?
answer your question?
Yeah, it does. And did you like feel also like, oh, what if he finds out from somebody else, or was it, or was that not like really a thought for you? Like, let me be the
Uh,
one to tell him rather than.
um, I didn't know who else she was gonna find.
No.
I don't think that wasn't a thought. Like, if you found out from somebody else,
Hmm. Hmm.
um, that wasn't a thought.
Yeah, because that might be the case for some people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where they're
It's
like,
stressful.
they're battling it, and like, you don't want to be in a situation where they find out from somebody else, knowing that you had this information the whole entire time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think for me, I don't think that was not my greatest fear,
Hmm.
that he will find out from somebody else. And if you wanna know what we're talking about, you have got to go
You got to
watch the
see the show.
episode. The
Yep.
link is in, the descriptions. But for me, my fear was really the results of
Hmm.
the information.
Yeah.
And I think
How I was going to react to it.
how you were gonna react, how other people were gonna react,
Hmm.
how it would impact the investment, like,
Hmm.
just all of the things. And I think
Yeah.
in our particular situation, so much time and so much of our lives have been, like,
Hmm.
invested in this. So I think that's what made it weighty.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
think if all those other dynamics weren't in play, I'm like,
This what
let me
happened.
tell you, right.
What you gonna do? Right.
What you think about
Right.
this, type thing. But I think the pressure of that, and I think also, um, I think it also matters who it was. It
Hmm.
matters, like, position. You know what I mean? Like, it matters because of all those other dynamics. And so
Yeah.
I just think, yeah, that's
Hmm.
really what I was
Yeah.
thinking.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. It's
Yeah.
good to get, that context to see like what things you were working out within in yourself internally. But I could imagine that for anybody like who is holding on to secrets that can impact your relationship, your family in a great way, you were talking about the weight of that. Like, I could
Mhm.
imagine the weight that somebody is carrying. You know what I mean? And secrets can be a multitude of different dynamics or different types of secrets or situations. But I think the more it takes for you to cover up that secret, the more weight, the more pressure, the more, I wouldn't even say pressure, but just like stress and
Mhm.
having to cover up your tracks and having to, remember certain things that you say to keep, your story, you know what I mean? Or your
Yeah.
alibi, whatever it is, to keep that thing running for so
Well,
long.
I'll say in the beginning, 2 things come to mind. I think in the
Hmm.
beginning, I was just kinda like, "Ooh, don't ask me no more. Don't ask me." Like, because
Hmm.
I think initially, there was, like, some conversation, with us, like
Mhm.
around the conversation. But then I think also we talked about on the show, like it's better to share it sooner than later,
Mhm.
because later all this other time has passed. And I know for us, like when I finally did share it, you were kind of like you if you're gonna wait this long, maybe you shouldn't have told me,
Mhm.
type thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know if you wanna, but I think that speaks to the weight of it.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I don't
Yeah.
know if that
Yeah. Yeah, I did feel, that if it was gonna be that length of time for, you telling me, um, then it was like, because like, things went on business as usual,
mhm, mhm,
during the time frame that I was not privy to the secret. So it was like, you've already invested energy and time and, you know, with relationships and building up other things that, at this point, it would have just been better just for me not to know. Like, that's how I felt, you know what I mean? And I just feel like, and even when you did tell me, I wasn't even mad about at you about what you told me. My thing that I guess I was mad about was the time that it took for
mhm,
you to tell me, you
mhm,
know.
mhm.
So like, did you feel so? Like, I guess that was, a part of your fear was that you didn't feel like you were going to be the cause of certain things.
Right, I thought it was I thought it like, in hindsight is
Mm-hmm.
2020. So
Mm-hmm.
now you kinda laugh like, "Well, that wasn't the case." But I think I thought at the time, I thought that it was a better scenario
Mm-hmm.
to
Mm-hmm.
share, right? And so that ultimately, the level of fear that I had on how it would pan out, and particularly impact you,
Mm-hmm.
had lessened, or so I thought it had lessened,
Mm-hmm.
so then it does go back. I think the whole thing goes back to fear. Some level of fear about
Mm-hmm.
something prevents you from sharing, you
Yeah.
know?
Yep.
And I think that, yeah, that's just something that you have to, and we talked about this on the show, like you have to process within yourself, maybe like bring a third party in, or
Mm-hmm.
have conversations to go deeper internally to really identify, because it can all get very muffled. Like
Yep.
you could just have this feeling and you don't, it's running you,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Like have you
Yeah.
ever had like just, even if we're not talking about secrets, but like you're afraid of something,
Mm-hmm.
like it can literally run how you move, where
Yeah.
you go, what you don't do, who
Yep.
you hang around with, like,
Fear is an inhibitor.
okay.
It keeps you from doing something. That's what fear is.
Mhm.
You don't step out on that business because of fear. You don't contact, that you don't, try to kick it to that girl or to that guy because of fear. Like, fear prevents you from doing something.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I think, with you, with that fear and thinking, oh, this is going to happen, that's going to happen, it prevented you from coming out with that secret or being open
Mhm.
about what happened. Um, so yeah, I think, what would you say helped you, I guess, get to the point where you actually did tell me? Like, what was that driving force?
I think that for me, the fear was lessened, not
Hmm.
necessarily by anything that I did,
Hmm.
but I just think by where you were at the time. I thought that the information wouldn't be um as damaging, I
Hmm.
think is the word. I didn't think it would be as damaging, and I also thought that maybe you weren't as invested. Like, I thought that
Hmm.
we weren't as invested as we had previously been.
Hmm.
And to me, that limited the weight of it all. You
Hmm.
know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's good. That's good. So kind of like the opportunity was there. Feel
Mhm.
like it was the right moment. Those types of
Oh,
things.
that,
So.
and I also so that was like the external factor, but I think the internal factor is I was like, I'm trying not to like be so super specific,
Mhm.
but I think I also felt like the individual was, I think I started to feel like it wasn't like just a one off. I felt like it started to be like the movement, not necessarily that particular situation, but just like,
Mhm.
you know what I mean? Like people not necessarily meaning you well. Like, you know what I mean? I think I
Mhm.
felt it was more like, okay, outweighing whether you should know versus the impact of what's gonna happen. If the weight of you knowing felt bigger.
Hmm.
I don't know
Yeah.
if I mean, you probably know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about, but
Y'all gotta watch the show.
They might not
Y'all
know
gotta
what
watch the
I'm
show.
talking about.
Watch the show, then come back and fast forward to this part. Then it'll come
It
together.
all makes sense. It all makes sense.
Yeah. But all in all, I think it was a great conversation. I know that it was a vulnerable place for you to kind of talk about that. Um, but I think it's easy to discuss something from a vulnerable place when you're coming from a whole place,
Oh,
and a
definitely.
healed place. So
Definitely.
kudos to you for being able to have that conversation, and us, being able to process that and move on from that
Mhm.
situation. So,
Yeah.
but
And
y'all got to check it
anybody
out.
else, yeah, anybody else that is struggling with anything, we like
Hmm.
encourage you to seek, professional help, even just to process it, just
Hmm.
to um, process it is the word I'm looking for, because in the end, secrets they don't benefit anybody.
Hmm. Hmm.
In the end,
Yeah.
it doesn't really benefit anybody, whether it's not going to benefit you individually, internally, or it's not
Hmm.
going to benefit you together,
Yeah.
like corporately. And
Because it
so
will eat you up
it
inside.
will,
Yeah.
it
So
will.
it's not healthy. It's not
Yeah,
healthy. But
yeah.
y'all got to check out the episode. Make sure y'all check it out, look at it, then come back, throw some comments in the YouTube.
Let us
Let us know, were there
know.
any secrets that you were battling or that your spouse talked to you about that you were able to work out? And how did it make you feel? How did y'all work it out? If you did, are you still processing it and working it through?
Hmm.
So.
Hmm.
But before we let y'all go, we want to give some great announcements because we have some great
We
news,
do.
some fantastic news. We have been nominated for the Inspire You Lifestyle Award and the Viewer's Choice
Come on.
Award. So
Come
two
on. Won't he
awards we're
do
nominated
it?
for.
Won't he
We
do
just
it?
saw the Oscars. We saw everybody winning and things
Listen.
like that.
Ooh, I like
We
Oscars.
we imagined ourselves in that.
Well, we would be in the Emmy category, right?
We would. We
Yeah.
would.
Okay.
I mean, unless we in a movie.
Oh well.
Listen, don't limit.
Listen.
Don't limit. But yeah,
Remove the
we
limitations.
we are so excited. So we're nominated for two awards. We need y'all help to vote. It's based on voters. So we need y'all to vote. The link is in the description.
Oh, not to vote, but I'll put it there.
We're gonna put the link in the description. Click on there and make sure y'all vote for us for both categories. And you can vote as many times as you want. And we'll see y'all at the award show and we'll see what happens.
But in between that time, you can absolutely, we'd love for you to join us for our TV launch celebration that
Yep.
we're having on the 25th of March. You can join us virtually or in person. And I will also put that link there for you to RSVP.
Absolutely. So we're nominated and we're doing a launch party for the show. We started in February.
And
So
it's
and
March.
it's March now. So, we got a month under our belt, almost 2 months under our belt, and we want to celebrate it. We want to be able to look at what God is doing, and kind of celebrate the things that kind of pushed us and directed us into this path. We didn't just start out with the TV show. We've been doing this for a
No.
little while. So, just take a little look back past memory lane.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. For you guys to see
Yep.
like our story.
Yep. So
Yeah.
make sure y'all check the link so y'all can RSVP for the launch party. We want y'all to be there and also vote for us. The links are going to be in the description. Any other
No, I think
announcements?
that's it.
That's it, y'all. That's
Oh, this will be our last live on YouTube.
Yeah, well, our last scheduled
Yes, our
live
last scheduled
after
live
the
on
show.
YouTube,
So
right?
we're gonna start maybe doing some pop-up lives in the
Lives.
future.
Yeah,
But
as
y'all
we're
gotta make
gearing
sure.
up for season 2.
Yes, yes, we are heading up to season 2. So y'all make sure y'all tune in every Thursday on the Inspire U network. That's Inspire the letter U on your favorite streaming platform, including your mobile device, and look for Couples Connect there. But as we always say, stay together.
And stay connected.
Take it easy, y'all.